Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Man, I had no idea how I was going to start this review. The original Bourne trilogy, starring Matt Damon and directed by Doug Liman and Paul Greengrass, are pretty overrated, in my opinion. I never really got attached to them. I never cared about the characters. All these people are really talented, and they have directed some awesome films. Doug Liman directed a great film in 1996, Swingers, and Paul Greengrass directed one of the greatest films on the subject of 9/11, United 93. So these are very talented people, and Matt Damon's one of my favorite actors. But I never got into those movies. I never felt involved, and I think one of my major reasons was I felt like the Bourne character wasn't really exciting to watch. I understood why people were in love with them, and I can appreciate that and admire that, but I probably am alone in saying some of these things. I want to love these movies, but I never could. And I think one of the major reasons is because of the shaky camera. In the last two films, the camera seemed like it was having multiple seizures, and I never could get involved because the camera would just be shaking so much. It'd be just like, I don't know what's going on, this is shaking, it's going crazy, and everything is exciting, but we really can't tell because everything is shaking. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh, shoot. So when they were going to take the franchise in a new direction and put a new actor in there, I really just didn't care. When I heard it was Jeremy Renner, I like Jeremy Renner. He's just a great actor. Ever since The Hurt Locker, he's gotten more work, and he's just shown that he's one of the best working actors working today in Hollywood. So I was really excited to see where this was going. From the trailer, it looked like it was going to be a different story was going to be told, but it might be happening around the same time the other stories are being told. So that was kind of interesting. It looked like instead of just making a sequel, we're going to make like a side movie. So where all these stuff is going on in these original films, there's also this other character. But I walked in this movie trying to have no expectations because I was not really excited to see this film at all. And once the movie started, I really started to get involved. I really started to go, there's something going to happen here. This character is really interesting. We see him out in, I believe, in Alaska or some snowy area. He's on this journey. And through certain events, we find out that they're going to wipe this whole, whatever it's called. They're just going to wipe everything out. You know, everybody that's involved in this program is going to be eliminated. And then you find out, yes, this film is happening at the same time they're chasing Matt Damon's character, Jason Bourne. And I felt that to be really interesting. Also in this film, besides Jeremy Renner, is Rachel Weisz and Edward Norton. Everybody in this does some exceptional work. I love this. I love the cinematography. When they finally showed the credits at the end of the movie, the cinematographer also won an Oscar in 2007 for There Will Be Blood. And he does some amazing cinematography in this one. I was really surprised with this movie. This is the first film from the Bourne franchise that I am truly, truly excited about. To the point where I am very, very interested in going back and watching the original Bourne trilogy and seeing if my mind can be changed. Was I on my period? Was it just a bad day when I saw those movies? I don't know if the shaky stuff will still bother me. It probably will. In this movie, you get to see all of the action. Now, I'm hearing that one of the complaints in this film is that there is not a lot of action. But I felt like this whole movie was one continuous action sequence. The movie had great pacing. It had great timing. It kept going. It felt like blood was rushing through its veins. It had my attention the entire time. I think Jeremy Renner does a really great job, and I'm really excited to see where they take this franchise. It's really quite interesting. I love the locations. I really enjoy the story. Now, do I understand everything? Does every little board meeting that they have, or little meeting they have as they're chasing him, as they're talking about certain things, and they're actually and they're referencing the last films, all of that stuff still kind of goes over my head. It's just a lot of words, a lot of things that I'm like, man, should I have read about that? Should I have read the synopsis or read the Cliff Notes before I saw this movie or even read the books. I don't know. But that didn't really bother me that much because it was continuously exciting. There are scenes that frightened me, that scared me. It's easy to say, but I'm going to say it. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time watching this movie. It was extremely entertaining. I felt like the acting by everybody involved, especially Rachel Weisz. I think Rachel Weisz gives one of her best performances ever. She was intense and exciting to watch. I was really invested in her character. And I like Jeremy Renner, and even Edward Norton does some really exceptional acting. They're exciting to watch, and this is really interesting, and I like how it does reference the other movies. It makes someone like myself, who is not a fan of the franchise, to reinvest himself and give it another chance. And maybe that's the message of this video. I was not a fan of those films. I don't know if I'm going to be a fan again, but I'm willing to give it another shot. I really loved The Bourne Legacy. It's a very complex film, a lot of interesting situations, and has an amazing action sequence on a motorcycle. I don't know the last time I saw a really amazing action sequence using motorcycles. That was exciting. That was fun. When the movie was finally coming to an end, I wasn't ready for it to be over. I wanted it to continue. I was having the time of my life watching this film. I forgot that I was watching a movie. I was so excited because it was so interesting. It was so compelling and so mind-boggling at the same time that I was like, wow, they finally made this franchise really quite interesting to me. And I'm excited for a sequel. I really hope people will go see this movie. This movie is very good. I highly recommend. I think one of the best action films I've seen this year, if not maybe the last 5 years. It was directed in a way where we could tell what was happening. The camera moved, but it didn't give me a seizure. There wasn't a lot of shaking. And I don't mind shaky cam. I just want to be able to see everything. And I think what was so great about this movie is that it was directed by Tony Gilroy, who I believe has been a part of this franchise since the beginning. I believe he's been writing the scripts, and he's also a director himself. He's directed a few films in the last few years, Michael Clayton and Duplicity, and I believe he directed a film in the 90s called The Cutting Edge. So from the director of The Cutting Edge comes The Bourne Legacy. This movie's awesome. I absolutely love this movie. I highly recommend it. I can't wait to watch it again so I can try and absorb more of this. And I'm really interested. I know I said the Bourne franchise was very overrated, and I might stick with that, but I'm willing to give it another chance. I'm going to give The Bourne Legacy 4 stars. If you enjoyed this review, if you agree or disagree with what I just talked about, please comment below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, MovieManCHAD. And I'm also on Twitter and Facebook. Go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe to We Live Film right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching. And looks like I've got a couple, I've got 3 movies I need to watch over again. Jason Bourne, here I come!